Greetings from Indiana. I am your host, Henrietta Hippo. Seriously, I'm Lori. Um, and yes, I look like crap for a reason. I wasn't going to record the vlog today. I wasn't going to start it like I initially planned because I feel lousy, but then I thought, no. Um, I wanted to be very honest about my illness and the effect it has on me and on my life. And so you're going to see me like this when I feel like this. And it just so happens that right before the ride, I feel like this. My illness, if you don't know, if you haven't read my blog, is uh, fibromyalgia along with chronic fatigue syndrome or myalgic encephalomyelitis, known as ME. I've had it since I was 13, so I've had it for most of my life. It's rare that people get it that young. Lucky me. Woo. Um, right now, if you notice, I've got the moon face. I've been taking prednisone. I've just finished it, so you should see this going down as the next week progresses, hopefully. Knock on wood, if I have my bed put together. We had just moved in here this fall. We still haven't got the room put together. We have a lot of work to do in the house, but we had a young family that was without a place to live that moved in with us supposedly for just a few days, and it turned into a couple months, and they're just moving out today. Yeah. So we're also having fun trying to find all of our stuff because they were staying down. Our house is kind of a split level, kind of a basement area. They were staying down there, and their 2-year-old liked to get into my camping gear, and they didn't stop them. So I have flashlights here and headlights there, and a little radio for the weather and stuff. Everything's all over the place, so I'm having fun trying to find everything. But we're getting everything together, um, getting everything packed, seeing how it fits on our little trailer. Taking the bikes in tomorrow for their tune-up, getting new tires on mine. Yay! I get new tires finally. Yeah, the bike got new tires last year at the end of the ride. I've been waiting for mine. We're also getting liners on the tires. I guess those are highly recommended. They help keep them from getting punctured, which will be a big plus, especially if you're the one that changes the tires. Anyway, back to the illness before I jump away from that. Sorry, I have not had much, if any, sleep for the last week. Fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome is highly unpredictable. Once you live with it for a while, you start to know your own body, and you start to be able to get a clue when you're going into a flare or what sets it off, things like that. What set mine off this time? It's been stress because we just went through the winter months, and it was 2 years in January, 2 years January 30th that my son Andy passed away. That was hard, and at the same time, for whatever reason, my doctor decided that she was taking me off my pain medication and a bunch of different medications that should have been tapered down, and she just took me off cold turkey. So my body is kind of gone into just a shock frenzy. At the same time, part of my illness also involves restless leg syndrome. It's kind of like having a creepy electrical current go through your body, and you can't sit still, and you can't lay still. Your muscles jerk and cramping when you try to sleep, and um, keeps you from sleeping. It's a sleep disorder. Um, but the medicine I take for it is going through a process of what's called augmentation, which means that I'm going to have to change medicines. It means that when I take it, instead of helping, it actually makes it worse. So, put it all together, I'm getting no sleep, and my symptoms are going into a horrible flare, flares are like really bad cases of flu. They can be worse, I guess, because 5 years ago, I couldn't get out of bed without help. I couldn't barely eat without help, and I was using a wheelchair. My recumbent saved my life. If you have this illness, recumbent is a wonderful investment. If you can afford it, I highly recommend a recumbent tricycle. They're wonderful. They don't put stress on your joints. They just take one for a test ride and see how it rides. They really help your muscles, and they're really, really beneficial. Because with these illnesses, you need to get the exercise that you can without stressing your body. Because of course, if you have it, you know that post-exertional fatigue is something that hits hard when you do anything that pushes it too far. Well, these you can do a lot on them without pushing it too far. I can't say enough about recumbent trikes. If you have these illnesses, I highly recommend a recumbent trike. I have a personal preference for TerraTrikes because they're my first and they're such a comfortable ride. But cat trikes are good too. So just take one for a spin and see what you think. They're so worth it. Um, I'm I'm just gonna be me along the ride and let you see how this progresses and what it's like. I'm going to show you sights I see. I happen to love the ocean. We're going to be riding along the ocean. That'll brighten my mood. I hope it brightens yours too. If there's anything that you want to see, give me a shout out and we'll try to see if we can get it in. If you have any advice to me on making these vlogs, I am open to it because I have no clue what I'm doing except for recording this. This one's being recorded obviously on my laptop. I do have a camera that we'll be shooting with, by the way, just so you know. I'm still learning on that too. We will be riding this ride for the Wounded Warrior Project. It is a wonderful, wonderful organization to help wounded vets and their families. I will try to post a link to it so that you can read up on all that they do. And if you like, you can make a donation to them on their page. Everything donated on their page goes straight to the Wounded Warrior Project, 100%. I will also post a link to my blog. You can donate on my blog. Now, donations on my blog right now will go to support the ride and also go to start building for the next ride, which is going to be a big one. It is going to be a coast-to-coast, cross-country, and back ride for American Cancer Society. if my body holds out, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the mountains, but I'm looking forward to the ride. I'll tell you more about that as we get it going because we're still in the works as far as getting it organized, and we've been focusing on this right now. But I'm excited about it. And just for the record, if they're listening, if they're paying attention, we have asked One Republic if they would uh, shave our heads so that we can support the uh, children at the children's hospitals that we intend to visit who don't have a choice when they go through chemo and lose their hair. And yes, I intend to have some fun with wigs and stuff because I don't think I'll look so great bald, but especially with the moon face. Did I say the moon face? Yeah, but we're hoping that One Republic, when they're here in August, will help us kick off our ride and we'll shave our heads on stage. And we're hoping that they will visit St. Vincent's Children's Hospital, their oncology wing, with us to help cheer the kids up there and help encourage them in their battle. If anybody is a One Republic fan, if you want to drop them a line and encourage them because they haven't answered me yet, please do, because that would be so wonderful. It would mean so much to the kids, and it would be such a great start to the ride. Um, just a little thing there. I haven't heard back from them yet, but I know that they love kids, and that's something close to their heart. And they're a bunch of very good guys that I think really highly of. So if anybody would, they will. I know they have a busy schedule though, so fingers crossed. We're hoping. Come on, guys. um, right now though, we're focusing on the Wounded Warrior Project and riding through Florida. Looking forward to it. We're going to ride down the East Coast, down the A1A, and we're going to see all the sights along there. We're going to see Key West. We're going to see the Everglades. Can't wait to ride Alligator Alley. Um, hoping to get some shots of the uh, Florida Panthers. Um, hoping to get some shots of a lot of alligators. I'm not so sure that I'm hoping to get some shots of the pythons, but there are pythons in Florida, South Florida, some big pythons, and we might just get some shots of them too. But the Everglades are ever changing. We're going to be there right at the end of the dry season, beginning of the wet season, so it should be interesting. Um, I've been told that it's never the same. That you can go back and it's never the same. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a nature lover. That's part of why I love riding. So I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you get to meet a lot of new people too, because that's something that I love to do. If I run into you, if you happen to see us out on the road, please stop and say hi, because we really like meeting people. We love to meet all the new people, and if you want to sit down and talk with us, that's one of the best things that we really enjoy on our rides. Again, I think I already said it, but if I didn't, if you have advice on how to do these blogs, please don't hesitate to give me a shout out. Send me a message. Uh, I'm not going to be offended. I'm going to welcome the advice as long as you give it politely, please, because I'm a little bit sensitive here. But anything you can offer, I'm open to it. I'm still learning. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure they'll get better as we go. Until then, I don't know if I'll see you again before we hit the road. I may give you some shots of the gear. Our gear is rather basic. There's a lot of shots out there people do of what they put together. They're all pretty much the same. We've got our stove, we've got our sleeping bags. It's all pretty much the same as most people. So I don't know if I'm going to shoot that or not. I may. Um, but if not, I'll see you on the road. And we'll have some fun. Until then, au revoir. Keep the wind at your back and keep rolling.